I see many cases where brands get worse performance and worse content from UGC creators and just can't crack getting great content from them because either they don't give specific enough instructions to them, or they even leave the full brief to the UGC creator, or they don't share important branding details with the UGC creator. So that's why in this video I will share our exact process and template that we use to brief UGC creators to get quality content from them and making high performing ads from that content. The purpose of our template is to make sure that we get the best possible content with the least amount of back and forth, reshoots and feedback needed. We've used it to write ads that have generated over 16 million in sales for 7 to 9 figure e-com brands. And with that having said, let's get straight into it. So first, of course, because we use it for our agency, we have here brand name, but also if you're running multiple brands or just want to make sure the creator knows your brand name, you can put it here. Then we have the creator name to make sure we know exactly who this brief is for. Then the website, also very important because then they are very likely to check it and actually understand your branding style, your branding colors, your tone of voice and so on, and the product that they will be using for the brief, especially if they will record for multiple products. Now here I've also included a small video explaining where to find what in this brief and how to use it as a UGC creator. But basically I go in this video over everything that I go over now. One thing that I see that brands always tend to struggle with is UGC creators being reliable and keeping the deadline of content. So here, this is why we start actually from the deadline. We say 3 days after product delivery and we will monitor shipment tracking. So this makes sure the expectations are set correctly. And also actually before we start to work with them, we make these expectations clear and we also let them sign a contract that with every day that they are delayed, they actually get paid less. So this is how we make sure that all of them shoot everything in time. Now, next up, the video tonality. Here you want to actually, let them know how their voice should be, because what we want to avoid is someone being just very generic or sound very scripted or just not show the right emotions. So this is why we have the video tonality here. Then the lighting, of course, also very important. It just basically tells them lighting should be perfect. They should be using natural light inside from a big window, outdoors from the sun as much as possible, or worst case, they can use a ring light, but of course, ideally natural light and sunlight. Then we have a section that goes over the shooting guidelines. So here we usually tell them to shoot in the 9:16 ratio so that we can use it also for reel format and story format. But then we tell them to center everything into the 4:5 ratio because often we run videos also in that ratio. Very, very important thing that many overlook is with HDR turned off, because this will just give you problems in the back end. Sometimes when we try to edit, the colors actually get changed. They look unnatural, they look dull and so on. So let them always turn it off. Another thing is we tell them add an extra 1 to 3 seconds to the beginning and end of all raw clips, so that we never end up with something chopped off too much and have actually the freedom to edit however we want it. Then the other things are self-explanatory. All ACs, fans and other loud noises off when filming, not adding any filters or color grading to the content, avoid wearing clothing with logos because of course we can't or want to show that in the ad. And then also please keep your background clean and or aesthetic. Again, very important, because if there's like a very cluttered full background, it's just distracting. Then another call out, very important, please ensure you film all clips separately and do not edit them. Send them to us as separate individual files. Again, one thing that we used to struggle with over and over again, some creators just don't read at all and then they do something random. Maybe they don't even follow the script. Sometimes just to have it more convenient for them, they don't chop it up into separate clips or don't take separate clips, but actually do everything in one big file, and then the editors need a bunch of time to fix it. So let them know in your brief, okay, everything should be in an individual clip. And also, of course, if you have ever let UGC creators edit it, tell them you only need the raw content, because with the raw content you can do so much more. If it's just one UGC video, you can basically only run that video and maybe if you're lucky, take some useful clips from it. But again, if there's text overlay, if you need a transition or something like that, those edited clips are basically useless. Meanwhile, if you tell them you just need the raw clips, you can mash it up and make so many different concepts out of that. And what's best is it's even less work for the UGC creator, so they are happy to be paid less. Talking about payment, we usually pay $100 to $300 per brief. It depends on the amount of the clips, the deliverables, how much time it takes to take them, and also how good the quality of the clips is that the content creator produces. Now, just to make sure we don't get the question, hey, where should I upload it? Very big link to upload content. We insert the link here. And then also, once you have filmed all the clips, upload them under the folder named after you in the corresponding batch folder. So this is especially useful if you work with multiple creators. Then you can just have a Google Drive setup with folders named after the creators, and they are supposed to upload the content in there. Next up, very important, so that your editors don't spend too much time on it, name the clips as follows. So the naming convention, short number, short phrase, and the version. For example, number 2, setting up sticky traps, version 2. Then it says below is the script you need to film. Here's a script template. I will go over that soon. But one more thing that I highly recommend is adding examples of ads that have worked for us before. So you just take your top performing ads and you link them here, be it foreplay links, be it directly to your ad library, although those links are sometimes broken. I recommend drive links or foreplay links. And those examples will do actually a lot for your content, because based on that, they will know, okay, what vibe do we want to create? They will know the aesthetic of the brand. They will know the branding and so on and so on. So you really want to add it here. If you have stricter branding guidelines, you also want to include this here. So you can go branding guidelines and then do's and don'ts. And if you have specific points, you just list them out here. And that way they will exactly know, okay, if there's a phrase that they shouldn't use, or if there's certain clothing that they should wear or shouldn't wear, and so on. Again, this is super important. Put this right next to the script so that they don't skip it when they read it. So now we come to the actual script. So what you want to do here is actually plan out the whole video. We have here different columns. One is for the shot number. This is just for the naming of the clip, right? As it says here, name it as follows: shot number plus short phrase explaining the clip plus the version. Okay, so this is just the shot number. Then shot type. Here we have different types. For example, stock footage is of course not for the creators to take. This is actually for the editors. As you can see, we have also the editor's instructions here. So we have everything in one template and you don't need a separate content creator and editor template. So here you put the shot type, stock footage. Of course, this is for the editor, but else call to action, desired end result, problem agitation, unboxing, demo, product shot, B-roll, talking head, so basically an A-roll, visual hook, green screen, and so on. Again, some of them are for editing, others are for the creators to create the content. Then here you actually put the script. For example, you can put here talking head and then say 3 signs that you need this, whatever your product is, but didn't know yet. I'm not saying this is necessarily a good hook, it might perform, but this is just a random example. Here we want to put the audio type, and this is already an instruction for the creators and the editors. As you can see, here we have the audio type explained. This is face to camera, talking head, basically voiceover. If it is, for example, a B-roll, then we want to put for the audio type usually voiceover, so that they are actually close to the microphone and the audio quality is really good. Then if it's AI or the TikTok voice, of course they don't need to record it, because we will be actually using an AI voice or TikTok voice, and this also tells our editors, hey, we are using that, so make sure to use the AI voice from 11 Labs or TikTok and so on. Here we put something very specific. For example, 2x clips of you opening the box and looking enthusiastic about it. Pro tip here, you don't just want to put one description, but actually put like 2x or 3x in front of the clips. This will make them send you multiple takes. They usually do multiple takes anyway, so it's barely more effort for them, but for you it's so many more clips that you can actually use to mash up content, to test different hooks, to pick the best version. So super important, just put this in front of it. Then here for the storyboard, you can basically just add an image or a file or a short clip just to show them exactly how it should look like, if it's a close-up or if it's a panning shot, and so on and so on. So here you can basically show them, hey, this is how it should look like. Then again, because we don't want to mismatch the emotion, and this is actually what sells extremely important, here we put actually the emotion that they should put into their words when they're going after the script. And then in the end, we have editor's instructions. For example, for the visual hook, it might be something like, don't put captions for the hook on the screen. Instead, put 3 signs that your lack of energy is actually XYZ, whatever problem you want to go after, for example. This is super effective, because first of all, you have the audio hook. This is what the creator says. You have the visual hook, which can be a B-roll, and then the text hook, which doesn't always necessarily have to be the same as what is pronounced and audible, but actually just a short sign. You see it often on organic reels, and this is again another opportunity to hook attention. And this is also what people see even before the creator starts talking. So this is a nice trick to increase the hook rate that we usually do. But also throughout the whole concept, of course, you can put things like add a timer animation on the screen. Or another example, for example here, CTA, we can go here, green screen of the creator talking while scrolling over the social proof on our landing page. So this will tell your editor, okay, they should just screen record that and put an overlay of the green screen of the creator talking the CTA on top of it. And finally, because we use this not only for the creators but also for the editors, a link to the completed creative. So basically we have two folders in the Drive setup. One is for the raw content, one is for the finished creative, and the content creator uploads it here and our visual team uploads the final creative here. So if you use a template like this or similar to this, the content quality and the reliability of your content creators will drastically increase. It will systemize everything and it will take less time for everyone on your team to work with it. If you're looking for someone to deliver high quality creatives for your e-com brand and scale it with the proper creative strategy, click the first link in the description. This is exactly what I do for brands. Apart from that, if you want to scale as a 7 to 9 figure brand with Facebook ads and want to know the exact systems you should have in place to do so, check out this video where I go exactly over all the systems that you need to put into place. And once you have that, it's just a matter of time until you hit 8, 9 figures or even more. Keep scaling. See you there.